Peace. It's Sereda, creator of naturallyhighlife.com, with your weekly reading for the week of October the 11th to October the 17th, here with your angel love reading. And what I'm doing today is a reading redo from yesterday, but I do have new cards because yesterday's reading didn't come out. When I finished recording the weekly and the weekly love reading, first the general one, then the weekly love angel reading, both of those readings had no sound. It was just me with my mouth moving, but no sound coming out. So I'm going to let you see what that looks like in the next slide so you can laugh with me, because that's all I could do, but you should have saw my face. Really, I send you love, light, and happiness on your journey. The first card that we have here is the Star card, and you know how much I love this card, because the Star card comes with a message of hope, of promise that things are going to be resolved. From what it looks like, that may not look like it is the case. But when I see this card, one thing that I do know that comes is that what you do for yourself nourishes the relationship. Okay? Some of you have been waiting for a while to attract someone. You've been waiting for a while, that person not coming in to the picture. You're having trouble holding on to your optimism about how and when this person is going to come in. This card is letting you know that you have some good things brewing under the surface. So, when I'm seeing relationships that are already together, already established, this is saying to give love to yourself is to give love to the other person. They're saying to not take away from what you give to yourself to give to the other person. Instead, balance out the energies that you're giving to others and with yourself. In terms of some of you also with your relationships, with your family, with your children, it has to do with balance, not draining yourself, giving too much away to everyone else, even your children. You know, you gotta balance that energy out also. Give to yourself, have some fun, and know that things are working out in relationships. If you're somebody, and I'm listening to a message now that is some people dealing with abuse. If you are one of those people, that is not a matter that should be taken lightly. Instead, reach out to one of the hotlines. Do a search, do a Google search, and find out what you can do about that, because they will give you some resources, okay? They're saying that you don't have to sit around and take just anything, and you don't have to settle. You do not have to, you don't have to hold back on being who you are. And you, as I'm speaking, I kind of feel like the voice is not there, because it's basically saying to not hide your light, to shine it. And if you're in an environment where someone doesn't respect that, or they're throwing out insults or physical, verbal things to you on a regular basis, and you feel it and it does not feel loving or good, then begin planning otherwise. Exit strategies. So when you call the hotline, find out what it is that you can do, because love isn't supposed to hurt. It's not. Even if you're dealing with extremely ill people, then call up these people and find out what your options are, okay? The other thing is that someone's guide is speaking to them today through this card, letting them know that they have love on their side to ride the wave of happiness, of joy. Lean towards that if they're ready to see something different in their life, because it's not going to happen by you sitting in a dark room and crying over the relationship not working out, but not taking any steps to change it. And if you cannot be heard by your lover, or you are attracting mates or people who are less desirable, and you know it if they are, we've all been there, then what are you going to do about it? What will you do about it? Well, this has to do with letting you know that you can change it now. The new moon's tomorrow. Whether you get this at the beginning or towards the later part of the week, you can still work your magic with the moon, with the new moon, and as close to it as you can do it while it's at its the smallest, not full, which is like 2 weeks from now, but as it goes and it's waning, that's when you want to work that to clear out that old baggage, old energy, those exes that you know damn well they aren't really good for you. And some of the ones that you are with, they're like exes already and they ain't no good. And you know it. And if you know that, then do for yourself and switch the game up and do something else. That's what I'm hearing. Okay? Everything can work out. The next card coming up we have is in the position of hobbies and talents. And we've got the World card. And what it's basically saying, straight to the point, is that when I saw this, I was like, this is a good one right here. The World card, yeah, for some of you, you've been wanting things to end in a crappy relationship for a minute. Finally, it's going to happen. You're going to be saying goodbye. And when it happens, some of you may feel like your world has been shaken. It's turned upside down. But you will be dancing. You'll be dancing and crying. You'll be going back and forth with it. Some of you will be dancing and crying, but it won't last long because with this card, you know it was already time. The end of the line. It's like, okay, this has been going on for way too long. You got to go. So with this, if you're someone who's been dealing with emotional, physical abuse or something like that, that is just not a healthy environment, this shows that you've come to a place and a stage where you can free yourself. You can free yourself finally from what you felt like has been holding you back. Some of you haven't wanted to go because your children have that person as their parent also. But when a person's unhealthy, they're being vulgar and violent and things like that, you don't really want your children around that anyway, and you don't need to be around it either. The guides are saying, respect yourself more than you feel like you need to please others. Because at this stage, it's about you. It's about you. And you have this, and your guides fully support that reality. And unconsciously, you've been wanting to do more for yourself too. But you may have had the old energies, the opposite of that, the old energies that have been saying, no, it's not about you. No, it's not about you. Don't shine. Don't, if you shine, then that makes me have to do more. If you shine, then that takes away from me. And people that have those ideas in their mind, thinking that if you do this, you do that, it takes away from them, a lot of times they're competing with you. They have a complex of ego, of competition. And love is not about competition. And they have not learned that yet. So some things are going to be coming to a head, but it is going to end very well when you have the World card. Starting over, a new stage, definitely new love coming in. And the type of love that makes you smile. And also some of you met somebody about 3 months ago, and the person, all I'm seeing is these shoes, and like you recognize the person and said, wow, there's something about this person that I just can't forget. And as you got to know them, it's been something that you've been able to really connect with. And it seems like they're here to stay for a while. It seems like it's a good thing. It's good for you. But around doing your hobbies and talents, this person is going to be showing up for some of you as a result of you getting out, joining some classes, and some social networks and things like that. But doing what you love is going to attract love to you single people. If you're single and you want to attract love, focus on your talents and your hobbies. Focus on what you enjoy. As you are vibrating in that happy energy, that vibe, that's when that person comes in. It's not when you're out there looking for them with a magnifying glass. That just doesn't get them to come in for some reason. If you're out there day in and day out searching for somebody, you're automatically going to get a dud a lot of times. So, hey, somebody, I don't know if that resonates with you, you feel me, then let me know in the comments. Now, this is advice here in terms of choosing between. And what are you choosing between? What are you stuck between? Thoughts about someone clearly, carefully, after Mercury retrograde is passed, and it has. It was going back direct on the 9th. Some of you were going to say the 10th, but my sources say the 9th, whichever day that is for you, depending on where you are in the world. I feel like it's going to be very clear and evident who it is that you should choose to spend a little more time with. Whether that person be with yourself, whether that be between one lover or the other lover, lover A or lover B, or does this have to do with you all coming to an agreement on when you all are going to take the next step in the relationship? Because somebody, I feel like, is getting pressured to be a certain way, or to do this or to do that, or to let the other person do this and that with them. And if you're not there, you may not be there yet. So I feel like it's a conversation that you are going to be having this week to figure that out. And the advice is choose what you want to do. She's got her eyes covered because the answer is within. Pull that answer out of there. And make sure it's good for you, that it empowers you. Okay, Archangel Haniel, it's about passion right here. In terms of challenges that had to do with relationships, integrity is important. So if the other person wants to be adverse or challenging to you during this time, this great time during this new moon. I mean, some relationships are definitely going to be breaking. They're going to be going. But this is something that you've seen ever since last year, ever since the beginning of the year. And what can you do about it? Well, you're going to be honest about it. And integrity, Archangel Haniel is saying that somebody has to have integrity for what matters. Someone has to stand up for what is right. Is it going to be you, or is it going to be the other person? You can't control what the other person is doing, but it's going to be balanced this week. Balancing between what stays and what goes. Balancing between what you want and don't want. And being mature and honest about it. And also knowing that if you've seen the pattern at least 10 times before, then it probably is not going to change. Maybe not this lifetime. But maybe it'll change with somebody else, but it may not change with you. For some of you, this is something that you feel like you've got to go through. And I'm not talking about the ones who are getting abused or anything like that. I'm talking about those who are just dealing with some static in the relationship. It is something that you've got to go through because you've been wanting a relationship that has been without complete challenges. And I feel you. I don't want a relationship with challenges either. A relationship that's harmonious. I know it can be had, but fortunately in some of our charts we have certain aspects in our charts that do attract people who can be a little bit opposite from us. But not only the opposite, that's one thing, but then they just seem to be carrying, going towards the other direction of just wanting to be difficult. Yeah, and they're running with a torch, and they're running on a horse into the other direction. And you don't know why, because you just want to love the person. Some of you all listen to this like, I just want to love the person. I don't get it. Is it me? And a lot of times, maybe it's not you, maybe it's the other person. But here, this is asking, are you having integrity with the way you're dealing with things? And are you being caring and loving? Or are you giving the other person a hard time? Okay, so that's your reading for the week. Thank you so much. If you want to work with me, my name is Sereda Dailey, and go to naturallyhighlife.com for that. And thank you so much. Peace, love, and light.